Okay, so if you own a Toyota hybrid, there's one battery within the vehicle's powertrain that most drivers and owners completely forget about, and I'm not talking about the hybrid high voltage battery that's sitting underneath your rear seat. What I'm talking about is that smaller 12-volt battery, which for most hybrid vehicles, at least in the Toyota world, they are placed in the rear trunk or cargo area of your vehicle. Now, if this battery becomes weak, your hybrid system may refuse to start, even if your hybrid high voltage battery is completely normal and healthy. Now, there are several factors and features that continue to use or draw power, even though your hybrid Toyota may seem to be completely off. And I'm going to talk about 5 of these just ahead in this video. 3 quick things. One, if you want to learn more in-depth information about the Toyota hybrid system and how it works, I'm going to leave a free copy to a 50-page long hybrid ebook guide that talks all about Toyota hybrid vehicles. It's completely free for you to have if you're watching this video. And number 2, if you want to learn a little bit more in-depth information about how to properly care or what to watch out for your Toyota hybrid vehicle, I left a second ebook down below in the description and tagged in this video that's available for purchase. Has checklists similar to this that will help you along the process of owning your first or second or third Toyota hybrid vehicle. And if you appreciate content like this, help me out and consider subscribing to the Toyota World YouTube channel. Let's get started with feature number 1. This one may surprise you, and that is the smart key system and push button start feature. That's right, the first hidden battery drain is actually in your smart entry system of your Toyota hybrid. This system constantly waits for your key fob so that you can unlock the doors without pressing any buttons. To make this possible, antennas built in around your vehicle still remain active even though your vehicle may be off or not running, and periodically search for your key fob. Now, while this power consumption is relatively small, it really never stops. So if your Toyota hybrid sits unused for several weeks, let's say you're going away on a long trip or what have you, especially in colder climates or extremely hot climates, this continues to draw and can slowly weaken your 12-volt battery. Luckily, many late model Toyota hybrid vehicles actually allow for a sequence that is built into the key fob that you press, and it actually allows for this to be temporarily disabled so that the vehicle and the key fob are not constantly trying to communicate and slowly drawing power from that 12-volt battery. I actually explain how to do this in this video that I'm going to link in this video, and I'm going to put in a description below, but make sure you check it out later. Continue watching. Also, for members on this channel, I'm going to actually do a members only live stream on July 27th, and I will try to keep up with it every 7 days after that. So if you are a member on this channel, stay tuned. In a couple of days, I will be doing a live stream, and I will be available to answer any questions you may or may not have about Toyotas, Toyota hybrids, etc. I will post the exact time frame of when the live will be active in the community post section of this channel. Number 2 on the list of what draws power from your 12-volt battery would have to be items like your connected services or your DCM, which stands for data communication module. Now, this DCM module allows for features like Toyota connected services, remote vehicle monitoring, safety connect, automatic emergency assistance, and remote app functions. So even when parked, the DCM periodically wakes up to communicate with cellular networks. Normally, this power usage is modest. However, if a vehicle sits for extended periods of time, these repeat wake-ups can contribute to 12-volt battery discharge. Now, unfortunately, this is one that you can't really get away with and really help, because if you disable your connected services, you may also be disabling your emergency assistance, your remote app features and functions, and vehicle location features. So before changing any of these settings, decide whether those features are important for you and your driving needs. Number 3 is a big one, and I've talked about this in one of my other hybrid related videos, and that's leaving your Toyota hybrid in accessory mode. Now, accessory mode is when you start your vehicle, but for a Toyota hybrid, you don't necessarily put your foot on the brake. So your actual powertrain, whether it's the gasoline or electric, doesn't really start. And, most Toyota hybrid owners and drivers do this if they just want to listen to music, or if they want to have the fan running and they're waiting for, someone to come out of work or school or what have you. But this does affect and draw power from your 12-volt battery, which could cause issues for you in the future. See, the problem is because your powertrain isn't really started, when you're in accessory mode, it does draw power from your 12-volt battery and it never really gets a chance to recharge because that powertrain isn't running. And unfortunately, when you're in accessory mode, that 12-volt battery is actually doing a lot of work. It's functioning accessories like the radio, the infotainment screen and system, your Bluetooth, your USB charging, your amplifier, especially if you have a JBL sound system. And after sitting in accessory mode for, let's say, 30 minutes or even an hour, you've actually removed a lot of charge from that 12-volt battery. Okay, I get it. If you own a Toyota hybrid and you constantly have to wait for someone at a bus station or transit or work or school or whatever the case is, and you want to have access to the power of your vehicle, whether it's to charge a phone or whatever it is, if you're driving a Toyota hybrid, I recommend just starting it, having it run. Probably the best option for you would be not to use your climate control. And what am I talking about? I'm talking about, blasting the AC or blasting the heat. Instead, try to regulate the temperature inside the cabin. Other ways, maybe if it's too hot, crack open the window. This will help your gasoline combustion engine not have to start so frequently to recharge your hybrid battery, your hybrid high voltage battery. If you don't have to have access to things like your climate control of that, for the most part, while you're waiting and sitting with the vehicle started in your Toyota hybrid, your gasoline combustion engine should really rarely start or not really have to start at all. Number 4 on the list, and this is completely controllable, would have to be aftermarket electronics such as aftermarket dash cameras. This one catches many Toyota hybrid owners off guard each and every year. Things like GPS trackers, dash cameras, insurance monitor devices, OBD scan tools, aftermarket phone chargers or wireless adapters don't really display or give you the information of how much power they draw and if they're drawing power when your vehicle is actually off. We have many Toyota hybrid customers that come in with aftermarket accessories not understanding why they couldn't start their vehicle when they went in it that morning, and to come to realize they have some type of aftermarket electronic device or accessory on your vehicle. That is why we always recommend going OEM, something that is supplied and recommended by the manufacturer, by the Toyota brand, just to alleviate this problem. This one you can probably blame your kids or your spouse for, and that's leaving interior lights on, especially overnight. Luckily, on a lot of late model Toyota hybrid vehicles, the interior lights have actually moved to LED, so they don't really draw a lot of power. But if you do it continuously and your child is reading, let's say in the back third row of your Sienna hybrid, and they have that lamp or light on at the top every night over and over, not shutting it off, could draw and actually leave you stuck without having any power in your 12-volt battery. So make sure you check for any lights that are left on, usually on your roof liner, before you store your vehicle or before you park it for the night. Surprisingly, even leaving your rear hatch or trunk open even slightly can leave many of the interior systems still awake, including having the interior lights on for the whole night. Now, one bonus tip that I'm going to use to wrap up this video, and that is storing your Toyota hybrid long term. Now, I get this question a lot in my comments. What is long term? What is too long to not use a Toyota hybrid? In my professional opinion, working with these vehicles, being involved with these vehicles day in, day out, anything more than 5 to 7 days to me is long term, and you should take some necessary precautions. For example, using a quality battery maintenance device or trickle charger, you can say, can definitely help to alleviate any issues when you come back after weeks long of not using your Toyota hybrid, and this would help to maintain the proper battery health and level of that 12-volt battery. I hope you all enjoyed this video topic and review, and hopefully you learned something about maintaining the health on your 12-volt battery in your Toyota hybrid. We'll see you on the next video. Take care.